How to self-publish on Ingram Spark. Do you dream of publishing your own book? Hi, my name is Tom Elpel. I've published 9 books, 7 DVDs, 3 games, and sold more than 250,000 copies. As a successful author and publisher, people frequently ask me how to get started in the book business. That was a major challenge when I started publishing 30 years ago. There was no easy way to do small print runs, so it was necessary to print thousands of books at a time at great expense. But with advances in print-on-demand publishing, you can launch a new title and reach global markets with only a minimal setup fee. Order as few or as many copies as you want, even order a print run of just 1 copy. For beginning authors who want to go professional, I recommend working with Ingram Spark. Working with Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark is a self-publishing platform that allows authors to publish print and/or digital editions. When you approve your book for publication, it goes live on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and it is available through Ingram to bookstores in the US and international markets. Best of all, you can place wholesale orders to sell direct to customers. So how do you get started? Let's break it down into simple, easy-to-follow steps. Step 1. Create your manuscript. Some people say you should think about who your target audience is and write what they want to read. I disagree. I say write whatever you are most passionate about. If you are excited about a topic, chances are other people will be interested too. Writing is by far the biggest step in the publishing process. A book worth reading isn't written quickly, nor can it be written by AI. Whether it is fiction, nonfiction, a biography, or even a manual, the content has to come from your soul. As much as I would love to hire a ghostwriter to produce books on my behalf, the reality is that nobody else on the planet can truly know my innermost thoughts and perspectives. Facing the blank page is perhaps the greatest obstacle to writing a book. Some people write well with an outline, while others do stream of consciousness writing. You can also try dictation software to record from voice to text, whatever it takes to get a rough draft of ideas on paper. No matter your approach, plan to edit, revise, and rewrite most or all of the text as you fine-tune the manuscript. I tend to write the first paragraph with the end goal in mind, then rewrite and rewrite the paragraph until I get it right. Then I move on to the next paragraph. I may come back and rewrite it all again later, so it isn't uncommon for me to rewrite the same material 6 times or more before I am satisfied with it. Not surprisingly, most of my books take years to write. If you can bang out a book in a few weeks or months, more power to you. Don't rush to publish it. Let it sit and read it a month or 2 later, and you may find room for rewrites and clarifications. Better yet, circulate it among friends and ask for edits and suggestions. Step 2. Summarize and title your book. Imagine writing 100,000 words of essential content in a book and then being expected to convey the same message in only 1 paragraph. Can you do it? You will need to summarize the book as a short marketing paragraph, which is typically included on the back cover of the book, as well as on website descriptions of the book. In addition, some markets only allow 2 or 3 sentences for a description. You will also need a title, and you may want a subtitle, which will condense and convey the subject of your book down to only a few words. It is helpful if your title and subtitle include keywords that prospective customers might type into a search engine and stumble across your book. For example, my book, Participating in Nature, Wilderness Survival and Primitive Living Skills, includes a title that describes an interactive connection with nature, followed by a subtitle full of keywords that might help customers find it. Most likely you will have a working title in mind before or during the writing process. Keep thinking about it and fine-tuning it as you go. Ditto for the book summary. Practice writing a summary of the book again and again until you can easily tell someone what the book is about in 2 or 3 sentences and make the story so compelling that they feel they have to read the book. Step 3. Hire an editor. Writing a book may be the biggest step, but editing is often the most emotionally challenging. You may spend months or years writing a book to perfection, then send it to an editor, and they mark up every page in red ink. If your editor doesn't make you want to scream and pull all your hair out, then they are not doing a good job and you need a different editor. Step 4. Format your manuscript for publishing. A text document will need to be properly formatted for publishing. Start by determining the page size and margins. Go to the library and look at books in a similar category as your own. What books have the right feel? Use a ruler to measure the page size and margins as a model for creating your own book. Then search for standard trim sizes on Ingram Spark to find something comparable. Now you are ready to begin formatting. Formatting once required specialized publishing software such as Adobe InDesign, but now you can publish with almost any program that can export your book to a PDF. However, publishing software is still highly recommended for quality publishing, especially if your book includes many graphics. Ingram Spark provides a free guide on how to prepare your manuscript for publishing, including tips on layout, font, and cover design. One problem I've noticed is that some people publish with software like Microsoft Word where their images flow with the text, and if the image is improperly placed, it will jump to the next page, leaving half a blank page behind in the middle of the chapter. That is exceptionally unprofessional publishing. If you are going to take the time to write a book and you plan to consume paper and energy to produce it, please invest the time to do it right. If the images stretch through the margin to the edge of the paper, then be sure to set up a bleed for your book, typically 0.125 inches. The image should go off the paper this extra amount to ensure that there won't accidentally be a white line along the edge when the paper is chopped after printing. Step 5. Final interior details. After writing, editing, and formatting your book, there are still a few essential details to wrap up before exporting a PDF for printing. Specifically, you will need a title page, a copyright page, a table of contents, and probably a bibliography and a page for acknowledgments, as well as a page about the author. Again, go to the library and look at similar books for ideas and inspiration. For the copyright page, it is helpful to include a section of cataloging and publication data to assist librarians with cataloging the book. Take a look at similar books to help determine the correct subject matter, descriptions, and suggested Dewey Decimal and Library of Congress cataloging numbers for your book. Discuss your project with a librarian, and they can help point you in the right direction. In addition, many books should also have an index. Publishing software like Adobe InDesign may be required to create the index. You can hire a professional indexer to do your book, or take the time to create your own, applying careful thought and deliberation to what does or does not belong in the index. Step 6. Create a classy cover. If you want people to read your book, then plan to invest plenty of time to create a compelling cover. By now, you should already have a title and summary as previously discussed. For the cover artwork, attempt to tell the story of the book in a single image or collage of images, but in a way that jumps off the shelf and grabs the reader. For some books, that is easier than others. For 5 months on the Missouri River, paddling a dugout canoe, the cover image shows me with paddle in hand, standing beside my dugout canoe in one of the most iconic backdrops of the entire 2,300-mile Missouri River. Other books are more abstract. For Green Prosperity, Quit Your Job, Live Your Dreams, I did a composite image using photos I'd taken all over the world. The dreamy sky background was photographed while canoeing the Tongue River in Montana. The stone pathway was a cobblestone street in Italy. The leafy green vines I photographed in New Zealand. The balloons I initially photographed in Mexico, then later swapped for brighter balloons through Flickr Creative Commons. The message here is that you can make a rock-solid path towards achieving your sky-high dreams in a way that is truly green. I like to place the title near the top of the cover so that it is visible even if a smaller book is placed in front of it. Be sure to use fonts, sizes, and colors that are easily readable. To be truly legible, the image and text should be readily readable even when the cover is reduced to a 1-inch icon on the screen. Use the zoom or view size option to shrink the cover down and make sure it still pops even when very small. The back cover can be more wordy, but not too much. Most books include a summary on the back cover along with a quote or two from readers. See if you can entice someone with a name recognition in related subject matter to read and review your manuscript. If they provide a long review, you may want to quote only a sentence or two. Ideally, the back cover should grab the prospective reader just as much as the front cover, so allow room for creative graphic design rather than covering the whole surface with text. I design book covers with Adobe InDesign, but Ingram Spark offers a cover template along with tools and tips to create a quality cover. The thickness of the spine will ultimately depend on how many pages are in your book and what type of paper you choose. If you feel out of your league in cover design, then search online for a graphic designer specializing in book covers. Ingram Spark can also provide an ISBN number and barcode for your book, which are required for most markets today. Use the cover template to generate the barcode. Step 7. Upload files to Ingram Spark. By now you should have set up an account with Ingram Spark. Go through the steps to add a new title, then choose Print, eBook, or both. You will need to include a summary of the book and determine the price and other details. Ingram will ask if your files are ready to upload or if you want to format them through their portal. Expect to pay a minor setup fee, presently $50, for a new book. Upload the files and Ingram's system will automatically review them to look for critical errors such as an incorrect spine width or an offset spine. If Ingram doesn't detect any errors, the system will send a link to an electronic proof. Review it carefully. If anything is an error, you can make corrections and upload new files, usually without incurring any additional costs. If the proof looks good, go ahead and order one copy to see and hold it in hand. If you see any problems, then don't hesitate to make corrections and upload new files and print another sample copy. Otherwise, if the book looks good, then go ahead and authorize Ingram to make the title publicly available. Step 8. Publish and market your book. Once you approve your book, Ingram will automatically share it with Amazon and Barnes & Noble and it will be available to bookstores or the public through Ingram. Ingram has facilities overseas as well, so a customer can place an order and their book will be printed locally without the need for overseas shipping. The great challenge to marketing is that the World Wide Web is a very big place with billions of websites and more than 1 trillion pages of content. Having a book on the internet won't generate many sales if nobody is looking for it. To call attention to the book, you will need a marketing strategy, which may include social media posts, videos, blogs, interviews, third-party reviews, and anything else you can think of to get people excited about your book. That topic is worthy of an entire video of its own. Conclusion. Self-publishing is easier than ever thanks to print-on-demand services such as Ingram Spark. It still takes a lot of work to write, edit, format, and market a quality book. Be persistent and be committed to producing the highest quality work before you go to press. If you feel the need to write, be sure to follow the impulse, even if it is just for yourself or family members. If you think you have the material for a broader market, then follow the steps outlined here to produce a book you can be proud to call your own. And when you do publish, please tell me about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.